morning, Ramon. Good morning, Team Steam. Good morning, Ibrahim and his friend Sammy watching live today.
It's just us here.
Right?
Mindy on NFL.
I got no friends, Ramon. You're my friend. That's it.
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. That makes one for me. And good morning, everybody. Try to get people in here, get the show going. We're going to cover NFL football, NBA basketball, some college games, and NHL. Mindy, who will be in the college football playoff? I guess it's really just a matter of, is it Alabama or is it TCU?
I'm going to say TCU. I don't think Alabama's going to make it with the two losses here, this season. That's just my opinion there on that.
Yeah. I guess if you want the four best teams, they should put in Alabama. I don't know if they'll look at it like we did when we talked about those two losses on the road on the last play of the game. I mean, right. TCU looked pretty good yesterday, but they, did lose that game. So we will see. I did notice at one particular sports book, the odds to win the national championship on Alabama went from 15-1 to 50-1. So that might indicate not their ability to win the national championship, but you can't win it if you're not in it.
Right.
So I think that's what those odds indicate more, that they are going to be the ones left out, despite maybe if Nick Saban had a little better video connection on TV at halftime instead of sounding like he was talking in a tin can. Maybe he'd get better.
I mean, to me, that looked a little desperate there trying to plead his case, and I didn't think he did a very good job, actually.
But he did say go with the best team, so we knew what he meant there. But
right,
maybe TCU, maybe because Duggar was all heart, but it wasn't enough. Really, they just didn't have enough. So here's the other thing. We'll get started here. We'll go to Tony'sPicks.com, but if TCU and Alabama were to play a football game tomorrow, Alabama would be a 7 to 10 point favorite.
Oh, of course they would be, right? I mean, they're bigger, stronger. Those schools just are. That's kind of the way it is. Also, TCU kind of has a leaky defense, right? So that's, I think, the one thing that they're kind of susceptible to. I mean, offensively, like kind of how Matt said, they will their way to victory there.
Hello to everyone filing in on the chat. Let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com. Take a look at our website. Yep, he was something else. He took all the hits and all that, but pretty spectacular day. Not for me on the pick scene, but certainly a lot of great games, those championship games in college football yesterday. Let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com and see who was able to knock him out of the park. Well, Ben went 3-1, Daniel 4-2.
And you can bring it up, Ramon?
Might as well bring it up, I'm telling you. But,
funny.
3 finish in the leaderboard. Yeah. Yesterday, Ben, Daniel, and Collins there. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. There you'll find our premium picks. These are absolutely our best picks each day over at Tony's Picks. You can get our handicapper best bets. You see Nick's got them loaded up. Collins has them loaded up. The GM and Tony T also has those best bets lined up for tomorrow, and our $15 pick, many of those best bets too. Don't forget our pick ticker a la carte games coming up, including Poland and France about to kick off here in about 55 minutes in the World Cup, and it's NFL Sunday, so you see all kinds of picks loaded up by our crew, including Mindy and myself. A pretty good day of football lined up. Certainly with this schedule, we'll miss you. College football, glad we got the bowls still around. The bowls aren't going anywhere, folks.
Right.
Because we're going to have, some way to incorporate bowls into playoffs and all that. But I don't know. Talk about a 12-team playoff. Maybe we should just not have any playoffs. Nobody wants to get into the playoffs the way some of these teams gave it away down the stretch. So, all right, Minnie, what are you going to do today over at Tony's Picks? Imagine you'll have NFL football as your main on the main slate.
How did you know, Ramon? How did you know? I got five plays put in the system right now. I'm waiting on 2 others just to see the line movement. So might have a couple more plays. Also have a 5-pack together in college basketball. 2 plays for the NBA today and 2 plays in the NHL. So a 15-game card, but I am, pretty much in every sport, right? So yeah, ready to go. I got all the games in. Got 2 packages in there right now for you: the early kickoff and the college basketball.
Click on the All Cappers tab to get signed up. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off these premium pick packages, including right there Mindy's 5-pack of NCAA plays and a 3-pack in the NFL. And I also am involved right now with a 5-pack in the NFL going off on the early slate. I'll also have a late pack of games for the afternoon slate. Too bad we couldn't get the Chiefs Bengals in there for the Sunday night game, I guess, Mindy. But right now, the Chiefs, they're favored to win the Super Bowl. So see how they're playing their nemesis, if you will. We'll preview that game as well. So there you see, I got that early window 5-pack up there right now for $35. So
perfect.
Get plays from Ramon Scott.
Let's get those plays, Ramon Scott. Let's do it.
Yep. Click on the Who's Hot. You can go through our leaderboards and filter through the late steam best bets, $15 plays, spread money lines, and totals with our interactive leaderboards here at Tony's Picks. So you can find the handicapper that fits exactly what you might need on a day like today, where we've got this big NFL card. We've already covered some of it, Mindy, on our Thursday show.
Right.
We previewed, and we also have Team Steam picks. So you can get our plays over at tonyspicks.com by subscribing to our plays, or you can go back and watch the show. You still got 4 hours before kickoff here, and we did preview the early slate of Thursday games, those 8 games that are going off at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific, and noon Mindy. And also, we're going to preview right now to start the show, the late slate of games. And let's get rolling with the show today. I want to welcome everyone, including, how about Arnez Little joining us here?
Awesome.
Great to have you. So part of Team Steam. Get ready to make your comments and picks in the chat so we can flash it up on the screen as we preview these games. These will be the afternoon games starting at 4:05 and later Eastern time, 3:05 and later Mindy, and 1:05 and later Pacific. Scotch is here. Good morning to Scotch. All right, Mindy, first off, we'll start with this game with the Seahawks and the Rams. Well, the Rams are in big trouble now with the fact that it looks like Stafford will. Maybe you could, before you preview the game, answer the question, will we ever see Matt Stafford on a football field again, Mindy? I think that is a legitimate question. And
I never really thought about it, Ramon, I mean, I guess, I don't think of, he kind of still seems to be in his prime, right? I think he still has, some left in him. So, I mean, it would kind of surprise me, I think, if he bowed out now, but, those head injuries we know lead to, worse things, worse health, in the future, and I think, with the Super Bowl and such, he could probably say he had, a pretty good career. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of the first time I ever thought about, like, well, maybe he won't come back and play.
Yeah, maybe I'm reacting a little bit, but just considering his.
But I'm like, hey, that's it's a legitimate question if you sit back and think about it, right?
Yeah. Well, just thinking of his maladies this year, more than so the arm problems he's had, and Matt says give him another chance. So, anyways, here, Mindy, though, you do have still got the Seahawks playing some of the best ball around. Really, wow! I mean, they've really been a big story this season, and going up against the Rams, who kind of mailing it in at this point.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the Seahawks kind of had a letdown, losing in overtime, to the Raiders there. But geez, the Rams just don't have any weapons left, do they? I mean, just seem to be, really having a hard time here as of late. And the Seattle Seahawks are playing for the division lead here with a win and the 49ers loss. So, I mean, they've come a long way this season. Rams are also 29th in scoring. I think Seattle's going to probably win and cover this one today, Ramon.
Yeah, I mean it is kind of a runaway spread, but I mean a lot of it had to do with the fact that Stafford, I don't think he was ever sure. I mean, there was talk that maybe he could try to come back this week, but it didn't ever look like that was the case. So the early line was down towards 3 and 3.5. Fonzie says he's going with the Seahawks in this one, despite the fact that he's a Rams fan. And hey, I mean, credit to you, Fonzie, because the Rams fans, they had a great season last year, and congratulations to them. But man, when they're not going well, it's like, where are they in the stands and stuff like that? So no Aaron Donald, no Cup. We've got Scotch on the Seahawks. I think Matt says seems too easy. I think he's referring as well. So Cages is here today. So I think I'm willing to do it, Mindy. I think Seattle can get a double-digit victory. I can get behind this and give us a premium on this. Rams may come with some heart. This is the NFL. You're getting a touchdown at home, but boy, it just seems to be not lining up well for the Rams. They're still 1-5 against the spread at home. That was before the season was over, or maybe part of it. Rams have been done for a few weeks. It seems like. So Seattle just 1-6 against the spread last 7 meetings against them here, but McVay,
different story.
Yeah, McVay, one of the few coaches that has a winning career record against Pete Carroll, but 5 of the last 6 meetings have gone under here. Might be tough for the Rams to put up some points, but I will go with you, Mindy, and we will have a premium consensus in the afternoon to start us off with our other 3 plays that we had in the shift, but we'll take Seattle. Lay 7. It was up to 8. It was actually some comeback, so
yeah.
Seattle in this one. All right, we're off and running, but let's get right to it. I mean, we're going to talk about the Chiefs and Bengals. That's a big game too. Mindy, this is the I want to say the Super Bowl we're not talking about, right? Because these are 2 of the
second place Super Bowl.
Right. Well, we've been throwing out. We keep throwing, through the Dolphin and through the Cowboy and Giant talk and all that. No, the Giants are fading, but Cowboy, Eagle, Giant, these teams, throw in the Bucks still or whatever. I'm not saying that the 49ers have been overlooked at all. We've been talking about them, and everyone knows they are a contending team, but right now they certainly can be thrown in with those. And how about the stats? They started showing Jimmy Garoppolo has a better career record with the Niners than Joe Montana and Steve Young.
Don't say it ain't so, Ramon. Say it ain't so.
Tua, right?
Not Golden Joe.
Tua putting up numbers right now better than a group of Hall of Famers, better numbers in different categories. I mean, he's putting up early in his career Hall of Fame type numbers, but you got to win Super Bowls eventually. Not going to put it past Tua at this point. I mean, he knows how to win, obviously, but a great game here.
Yeah, I mean, the only bad thing is the 49ers could be without their, I don't know, top 2 running backs, maybe a wide receiver, so I kind of hand the advantage here to the Dolphins. They are putting up points, like you said, 33.75 per game over the last 4. 49ers only about 26, but we know there's been the injury issues. I think I'm going to go with the Dolphins here. Dolphins are 5-1 against the spread the last 6, following that straight up win, and also, in this matchup, the underdog is also 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 meetings between these 2. I'll take the Dolphins here, plus 4.5.
Yeah, this is always a tough spot for teams that come in, winning teams that come in as underdogs late in the season. But the Dolphins, they're always going to be in it. I think it seems like, with Tua right now. And do the Niners really have that ability to cover a number with a hook on it? Not only a hook, but a 4.5. This one was lower, lower as a 3.5 or so. So it seems to be getting a little bit high. I mean, how can you not respect what the Dolphins have been doing? I mean, San Francisco, remember, is a losing team against the spread.
Right.
So far this season. So, that does kind of bug me. How about this, Mindy? The Dolphins have won 16 of their last 20 games overall. So
It just
they're a
doesn't
team.
seem real, does it? You know what I mean? Like they're just a scrappy team. So
Yeah, well, and they have to be getting better, better, I would think. So they seem to, be able to score on the road. That's not a problem for them. I respect the Niner defense for sure. We probably should respect them more than that total that says, because when you get two good
agree.
teams, like two good teams that can contend for Super Bowls, that they can play some defense. So that looks pretty attractive to me there. But I think we got to take these points. Let's
Correct.
continue to roll with premium consensus because we need some winners. And appreciate everyone in the chat, including Cages and Scotch. They're helping us get on this Miami team today, it looks like, at 4.5. Fonzie did say take the over, and I'm going to respect him on that. I don't know if I can get there, though, given the fact that these teams, they do, Dolphins defense, a little bit underrated, I would say at this point. I mean, they are certainly a contending team in the AFC with those Chiefs, with
They're
those
fast, but they get
Bengals.
hard.
Yeah.
I mean, they are, I think, a little bit of a underrated defense, Ramon.
All right, Mindy, the Chargers. Look at this one, Mindy. This has been a total flip-flop of the point spread. Now, I don't know, I don't think there's been any injury news that we didn't expect in this matchup. So maybe you can help me out on this as far as why the Raiders have gone from 2.5 underdogs to 2-point favorite. Maybe because the Chargers do really struggle defensively against the run, and all of a sudden Josh Jacobs
Exactly.
is approaching to be the rushing champion. I don't know if we saw it coming. We saw him coming. We saw it coming. Maybe Josh Jacobs expecting him to have a great season, and when it didn't start out as such, we almost forgot about Jacobs. But he's really helped things along and helping that Raiders offense right now through all their struggles.
Yeah, that is what I was going to say, Ramon. I think the difference is Josh Jacobs and what he showed against that, Seattle team and kind of where he's been, headed. The Raiders put up 40 points to beat the Seahawks, and we haven't seen him do that, most of the season here. And then the Chargers, I think they've been playing tough. They got Keenan Allen back. I think Herbert looks healthy, at least throwing the ball now, but still not putting up great, not putting up a lot of points here. Vegas also 5-1 against the spread the last 6 versus AFC West. I got to go with the Raiders today at home at -2.
All right, Mindy's going to go with the Raiders here, lay the points. I don't know. The Chargers, to me, they're, I like them as a road dog. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I like them in that role. So that might be hard for me, especially given the flip-flop here. But Scotch says he thinks Raiders are have their confidence up after those overtime wins. And that's on the last game. Sorry about that, Joe. This is about Chargers Raiders, but I see his comments there. But yeah, no doubt. I mean, Tua does show a little bit of penchant to injury, but I think it's been warranted. I don't think he's soft. Anyways, let me continue on with this game. No problem. Good to have you, Joseph Anthony, in the chat. Good to see you. Try to get those comments up there on the games we're previewing. We chop these videos up later and put them on the YouTube channel. So, anyways, Mindy, here, look, with the Raiders, we know that some of their woes and whatnot, we've been critical of them, right? And the Chargers are definitely a team that doesn't have much heart, I would say, other than Herbert. But the Chargers 5-1 against the spread on the road. They're just a great, great road team. And the Chargers do so well in this series. They're 19-8 the last 27 against the number, 5-2 against the spread at Vegas. I'm not sure which team is going to win. All I do know is the last 3 games between these two teams have been 50 points, 57 points, 67 points. You see the total there. That's actually down, I think, from 50.5. So maybe it'll go to 49. Maybe I'll buy a half a point there. So, yeah, and here it is. Here comes Cages agreeing with me here on this one. So Mindy takes the Raiders. I'm going to take the over in this one with Chargers and Raiders. Need 6 touchdowns and some field goals, or 7 touchdowns. I think they can get it today.
Should be a good game. I'm excited.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, It should. I mean, I'll have it on. We got these other games too, though. There might be another game here that people are interested in.
What? Are you sure?
Well, I mean, you lived it, Mindy. The 2 losses within 28 days last year. You'd think after the first time, I don't know what, I didn't know you back then. So I could only imagine that, the Chiefs' confidence was still riding well after that first loss. And I think they thought that they could get them at home. So tell me what you thought back then last December, the overtime game and all that, and how it relates maybe to this one.
Yeah, it is exactly that, Ramon, right? Like you could say, oh, it was just a crazy 300-yard day by Jamar Chase is what took, the Chiefs out there at home. Or I mean, not at home, but that away game where they really just smoked them. So yeah, you of course thought like, at Arrowhead they would be able to get back at them and take them down, but it's just not been the way it's been. I mean, these Bengals, for whatever reason, have the Chiefs numbers. It's just crazy. And the Chiefs, again, we've talked about it a little bit, right? Chiefs kind of do lack that killer instinct. I mean, I'm not really sure why that is, but it just kind of seems like, when they have the opportunity to really take it to teams, they kind of don't. I mean, they kind of mess around, and it seems like they'll go for, 70-yard drive, but then kick a field goal. So, I don't know. The Bengals are 4-1 versus the Chiefs in the last 5 games. I mean, you can't just take a look at, the numbers there. Chiefs been scoring 27 points a game. Bengals been scoring 33. Man, I have to take the Bengals. I hate it, but I got to take the Bengals here and the plus points. I mean, I would love it at 3 for the Bengals. I mean, but I think this is definitely going to come down to who probably, possesses the ball last. That's probably how it's going to be. I don't think the Chiefs might get the win here, but I'm not sure they're going to cover the spread.
Patrick Mahomes, he's Mr. December. He's Mr. November, but he's also Mr. December. So, he's clutch. What can you say? And so is also very, very good as a favorite of 3 or less. 17-5-1 against the spread, laying 3 points or less. But man, the Bengals at home, they're not underrated or overlooked at this point, I think, because they're starting to play so well, 8-3 against the spread. But I think we look back at the beginning of the season when there were concerns, like, the Bengals. Remember, we were like, right. The Bengals and the Rams, they're both.
Would they go 0-3 to start or something? Yeah.
Super Bowl hangover, and then that wasn't the case. So maybe there was a little bit, but the Bengals took their a little hangover pill, and they were just fine. So Cage just says, though, he likes the Chiefs here, and I'm going to agree with you, Mindy. I don't know. I don't think it's an emotional hedge. I don't think you're just saying that. I mean, I
am a sports bettor that does not bet with her heart. I bet, I bet with the numbers. That's how it is. But yeah, I mean, it looks like though in the chat we do have lots of folks that like, the Chiefs here in the spot. But then, Zordon says it kind of feels like a letdown too. So I think it's going to be. I think this line is probably right on. I don't think this is going to be a touchdown game.
Well, Mindy, the Bengals are one of the most profitable teams right now. You could put your money on. There's no doubt about it. Joe Burrow, right now, he's kind of past Jimmy G as like the spread king at this point. I mean, he's 15-3 in his last 18 starts against the spread, and the Bengals are the most profitable team in the NFL over the last 2 seasons. So, Bengals are a great team to put your money on. That's just a fact. And the Chiefs are a team. They're a bit overrated sometimes by the odds makers. They have to be, because they have to compensate for the public support. So I think Matt says he likes the under in this one. Yeah, that, like I said, when you have 2 quality teams now, maybe the Chiefs have some woes on defense. Bengals seems like they're improving week by week on defense. So that total isn't 50. It's down. It's actually 52 now. Yeah, so interesting there that especially when Matt, when they noted the under, and I think that's kind of the way I kind of would look too, because I think all it takes, not just a turnover, Matt, but even a red zone stop or two. Those are even better, right? When you are trying to bring those in. So, yeah, Bengals, maybe they're still a little bit banged up, but, they still got good health, I think, going into this game. Let's do it, Mindy. We need
All
a
right.
sleep pack for the afternoon. And I know that's 3 out of 4 games we're on, and we're on sides, but let's take the Bengals at home. I notice you're not wearing your Chiefs hat today.
Right. I don't even think it's sitting by me. Nope.
Okay, well, we know it's tough. It's tough to root. You got to be rooting for your team. Okay, let's go to Sunday Night Football.
Who's going to root for them? Just not by 2.5 points.
Okay, fair enough. They could win the game by a point or two.
Exactly.
Let's
It'll
go
be
into
perfect.
Sunday Night Football here, and everyone's upset. They didn't flex out the game. They only get so many flexes, so they have to, pick their spots, and they still have the star on the side of the helmet, so you can get away with still keeping, if they're going to keep one team on. When they have all these other games they could have flexed into, this would be the one to keep. You've got Dallas. So, big favorite here, double digits against the Colts. Double digits, Mindy.
I know. That's the whole thing. It's the double digits, right? I'm not a Matty Ice fan, but I have bet on the Colts quite a bit this season. And I think I'm going to be able to be on the Colts here again today. I mean, they have been able to stay close, no matter how you look at it. And for whatever reason, they're not running Jonathan Taylor, so they need to get after that. But, I think the Cowboys are definitely going to win this one. But I think it's going to be slowed down kind of on both sides. And I don't know if it's maybe by necessity here. I just think that the game plan is going to be to run the ball here. Colts are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 road games versus a team with a winning record here as well. And we know that, it's hard to cover double digits in the NFL. I'm going to take the Colts here.
All right, fair enough. I almost can get on board with you if the Colts weren't as bad as they are. But, yeah, I mean, that's what they have to do, find a way to run. How about this, Mindy? Colts are under in 14 of their last 17 games overall, including 1-9 to the under on the road this season. So I'm going to let you take the Colts and the double digits. I'll probably consider it as well, but I'm going to go under in this one, under a reasonable 44 points here for a team like the Colts that really isn't going over much at all. So
yeah, I do like that play, Ramon.
Yeah, Dallas 5-0 against the spread off of a spread loss, but again, double digits in the NFL. If you're wondering, this season 13-7, I think 13-7-1. The underdogs have covered the double digits this season. Pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Just shy of 2/3 of the time, so that would get it done. Probably should just play double-digit dogs and retire.
Right. Why haven't we figured this out yet? Our mansions, Ramon.
Yep. You can take the losses as long as you got double the wins. That's for sure.
Yep.
All right. So we got some unders here with me on that one. And that's a look at the 4 NFL games. We'll be back tomorrow with New Orleans and Tampa Bay division matchup there. So Fonzie also says take the under. All right. Going to get into some NBA card here now. A nice little Sunday card. And started off here with the Nuggets and the Pelicans.
I mean, the Pelicans won really easy against the Spurs, 117-99. Nuggets lost to the Hawks, 109-117. I think the Pelicans have kind of been one of the hottest teams here in the NBA as of late. Zion just had another 30-point, 15 rebound game there. Awesome. Pelicans 5-2 against the spread in their last 7. I think I'm going to take the Pelicans here today, Ramon.
Yeah, he's been just awesome. What can you say? I mean, yeah, the Pelicans I don't think there's any exaggeration on your part. I mean, they're 8-2 against straight up in the last 10 games. Both teams good. We know that. 14-8 overall. The under 2-7 last 9 meetings. This total is pretty high. You do have 2 pretty good teams here. Mindy's going to be on the Pels here. Man, I kind of like the Pelicans too. Let's do it. Let's make it. Right. I was either or. I mean, I like Pelicans.
I like the under.
Yeah. So let's go.
But I had it real close. I had it like within a basket. So, You know what I mean?
Yeah, Pelicans to win here. They're a hot team, maybe overlooked a little bit still by the public because I don't know, maybe they should be a little bit stronger of a favorite here, considering how well they're playing right now. Denver is still a little bit susceptible on the road, I think. All right, the Suns and the Spurs. These are afternoon games, by the way, or late afternoon games
Yeah,
on the East Coast. So no early starts, but mid-afternoon here. Suns and Spurs in this one. Suns laying 9.
Yeah, Suns put up, quite a bit per game, 116 points, compared to those Spurs putting up about 110. Both of these teams are entering today with, losses. Spurs have played pretty good the last 3 games, though, putting up more than their average, about 115 here. I don't know. I think the Spurs here can stay within the points here today at home. I'll take them plus 10.
All right, Mindy's going to be on the Spurs. So tough to get on these Spurs, isn't it? But San Antonio just 1-9 against the spread their last 10 games. Phoenix 6-11-1 as a favorite. That's probably going to be the direction I'll go in this one, Mindy. The Spurs have been a really dismal defensively, but the Suns definitely play one of the more controlled games. Now, granted, they do have some injury woes here, but I'm willing to go under in Phoenix and San Antonio. Mindy says take San Antonio plus those 10 points now, not 9, 10 points. All right, the Bulls and the Kings. I'm showing the Kings 2.5 totals up to 239.5.
Yeah, I mean, Kings are ranked second in points scored now, 120. Bulls 17th on the other hand, only putting up 112 per game. The Kings have won 2 in a row now, putting up over 130 points a game. So I mean, they're playing pretty well. The Kings are 9-2 against the spread in the last 11. I'm going to go ahead and take the Kings here at home, -2.5.
All right, Mindy's going to be on Sacramento, lay 2.5 at home. They're red hot. Chicago's 3-7 against the spread their last 10 games. Why wouldn't the Kings win this game? Convincingly. Granted, we know that they're playing well, and I don't know if the public is. I think the public's kind of onto the Kings a little bit now at this point, especially given the kind of the way Cage is on the Kings. That's good enough for me. Let's make it a consensus. We've got someone in the chat on the Kings, so I'll do it. Let's go with the Kings today and lay the small points. Curtis Mann does say the under in that one. I'm kind of wondering if that I don't know about that. I was leaning over, but I'm preferring it to be maybe closer to 237 or so. Sacramento 7-3-1 to the over at home. So
I had it coming in at like 236, so like just barely a tick to the under.
Okay. Now let's take the Kings here. Yeah. We need winners. Thank you, everyone in the chat, trying to put us on to some winners here today. Let's continue on with this one between the Grizzlies and the Pistons. The Grizzlies are up to a 7-point favorite, total 230.
So Pistons, won the last one over the Mavs, and Grizzlies beat the 76ers. Pistons 5-0 against the spread their last 5 after scoring more than 125 the previous, and they're 6-0-1 against the spread their last 7 versus a team with a winning record. I'm going to try the Pistons here at +7.
Well, the Pistons have just been dynamite against the spread right now. Don't look now. The Pistons have gone 7-1-2 against the spread over their last 10 games. Mindy and Memphis. Oh, we all love Memphis, right? How about 2-9-1 against the spread on the road?
I didn't know it was that bad.
Now they're laying 7 points to a Piston team that, what could you say? They've covered 70%. I'd say that because 2 of them were pushes. That really doesn't even count. So it's even higher than that. Memphis, that's just a terrible spread record. Now you're going to lay points, not only 6, now 7. I've got to consider this with you, Mindy, and take the Pistons here today, plus these points. Just given the way these teams are performing against the number, it seems pretty solid to want to take the Detroit Pistons here today. Nobody likes this. I don't want to be rude. I mean, but does anybody realize the Pistons are, covering this well right now? Because I don't know. We're not going to put them in the playoffs or anything. We just got to get the money. And right now,
Right. That's all we care
Detroit
about.
just about as hot as they come in the league, covering numbers. So we got to keep rolling. And the Grizzlies, they're so spectacular to watch. They have to be overrated by the by the betting public with that kind of spread record at on the road, 2-9-1. How many times we've seen them in that favorite role? Pistons playing well. Take the points, says Cages. All right,
We're doing it.
on it, boy. 3 for 4 so far. There's the Lakers, Mindy. Okay, Lakers are playing well. They're really playing well, actually, considering the spread anyway, and they've gotten some wins. They're susceptible, but they're an underdog here. The Wizards are favored by 2.5, 233.5.
Like you said, Lakers 6-0 against the spread in their last, 6 versus a team with a losing record. Lakers have, won the last 2 now, putting up quite a few points, 130. In that same time span, those Wizards just struggling. Lost 2 straight now, only putting up about 110 points. I will be taking the Lakers with the plus points here on the road.
Lakers 6-3-1 against the spread last 10. Washington 2-7-1 against the spread last 10. Who'd have thunk it?
Right.
The Lakers are the good spread team of late. They have not turned it around. They're not anywhere close to the
not in
playoffs
contention.
point. So I think Curtis is going over in this game. I don't know. I'm going to go. I don't want to fade Curtis here, but I don't think I can get with the Lakers despite these numbers here with you, Mindy. I still need to see a little bit more. I'm gonna go with the under. Sorry, Curtis. I'm gonna go under. It looks like a pretty big number, but yeah, Lakers scoring quite a few points here. But still on this road trip now, moving to Washington. So Scotch says he's done with the Wizards.
Fade the Wizards.
Yeah. Well,
fade the Bulls. I think that's like just the name of the game, right?
No, they're definitely a money burner of late. Are the Wizards?
2-8.
Yeah. Cavs and the Knicks. Knicks playing okay. Cavs definitely looking pretty decent still, and the Cavs are favored here on the road now, -3.5, 221.5.
I mean, Cavaliers defensively have been pretty outstanding here as of late, only allowing 93 points over their last 4 games here on average. And then we know the Knicks aren't really scoring much at all either. I think, the Cavs defense, I think we'll be able to shut down the Knicks today. I'll take Cavaliers -3.5.
Cavaliers 11-3-2 against the spread as a favorite. The Knicks 2-7-2 against the spread at home. So wish we were laying 3, Mindy, but I'll lay 3.5 with you with Team Steam. If anybody else wants to join us, I know Cleveland. I appreciate what you said certainly about the defense, and it's proven in the stats there with. Cleveland 2-8 to the under in their last 10, but man, I think it could be an over game here if this continues to drop to 21.5. So let's take Cleveland. We've got 4 plays. We're laying some points here on the road, however, and Cages is on it with us, so that's good enough for me.
Parlay killer. Yeah, I do take over a little bit in this one also.
So we've got Team Steam on it. We might have had some consensus with several of our plays so far in basketball, so maybe it's going to work out for us after all. Celtics and the Nets. The Celtics are a 3-point favorite on the road here, and the total is down to 231.
So have the Nets really won 4 in a row, Ramon? Like 4? Beat the Raptors in their last one by a pretty significant margin, 114-105. Celtics, been struggling maybe a little bit. I mean, for a Celtics team, that is. I mean, they just lost to the Heat, 120-116. Nets 3-0-1 against the spread in their last 4. Also 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 versus a team with a winning straight up record. Man, I got to take the Nets. I feel like they're maybe the little bit hotter team here right now. And, I don't mind them at home so much. We had this discussion about the home and away Nets team over the last year or so. So I always find it pretty interesting as well.
Well, I know what Scotch is saying here, riding this Boston bus, because, yeah, maybe the Nets are starting to get back together a little bit. And Boston, I mean, what can you say? They've just been really outstanding. They're still 14-9 against the spread. So, but Boston 3-7 to the under on the road this season. Brooklyn 4-8 to the under at home. I know Boston has been getting off to those monster starts offensively, but here you do have a total that's dropping from 234 to 231. So I'm going to ride with this. Looks like pretty sharp action here. And I'm going to go under with Boston and Brooklyn today. Mindy says, take Brooklyn, getting those points at home.
I like it, Ramon. I like it.
Pacers and Blazers tonight. The Blazers are down to a 3-point favorite. I scored with them yesterday here on the show against that Utah team. And total here is also another dropper down to 231. It's a Blazers 3 and 231.
Yeah, I mean, Pacers 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 road games here, Ramon. 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 following a straight up loss. Again, I like how the Pacers have been playing here as well. I'll try them out again here, +3 on the road.
All right, on those Pacers tonight, Portland just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10, including 2-4 against the spread as a favorite. Pacers 8-6 against the spread as a dog. That does kind of favor what Mindy is saying here. Total was blasted early by the Sharps to go up to 234.5, but now it's dipped all the way back down, and that's the way that I see this one. I'm going to be going under. I like this buyback here to the total lower. Mindy says take Indiana on the road +3 points, and I say go under 231. Indy and Portland.
Nice. I like it.
And, get the comments going here. We're going to get ready for 5 college games here in just a moment. Want to try to see if I can't follow up here. Halliburton listed as questionable as of 2 hours ago. So was our last update on Halliburton. All right. Let's go to college ball. We've got 5 nice games today, including this one between UK and UM and Kentucky on the road here. They are favored, and they're favored, let's see, by 8.5 now, total 142.5.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be interesting, right? They're playing in London. Is that the case?
Oh, is that what? Thank you. Let me fix that then.
I mean, Michigan, they've played some pretty tough, competition here this far. And, Kentucky, they really haven't been able to hit, too much of a stride here as late. I mean, I know Kentucky probably has the best player on the planet, on their team. I don't know, but I just think this spread here is going to be too much. I like Michigan here, +8.5.
All right, Mindy says take Michigan here. At the O2 Arena in London. 8.5, 142. Man, that does seem like a lot of points. What are we really expecting here out of Kentucky right now? A double-digit win in this game? Could that be? So, I don't know. You still have Kentucky. Maybe they've got the best player in the country. They've got a whole team of players already clicking again. I'm going to go against Mindy here in this one. I'm going to go with UK to cover this number at the O2 Arena in London. UM did cover that game against Virginia as an underdog. I thought they did a pretty good job in that game. And Kentucky, I don't know if I count this as a road game. They didn't look good in their roll game. Cages is going to be on Michigan. So I'm just against you guys here. I'll take UK. Mindy's on Michigan for a little first disagreement of the day. It took us all the way to college basketball to find that.
But yeah, you guys were pretty right on there with that Houston game there yesterday.
Oh gosh, I didn't see that. I see right there. Cages, yeah, he told me to look for that under, and
Yeah,
I didn't.
because I don't recall. Did they cover the spread? I don't remember who got it. Was it St. Mary's or Houston?
49.
I think it was St. Mary's, right? They only won by like
St.
8.
Mary's got the number.
Okay, yeah.
St. Mary's got the number. So you nailed that one, and I nailed the under. Pretty much like we said. Like was it 108 or 109, or was it like 99? Something.
It was like what
54 to 49 or
56.
Like
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, pretty wild. Yeah. But yeah, what a crazy, weird college basketball day yesterday. I thought.
Yeah. See here. Yeah, Ibrahim said she got it right there on that game yesterday. All right, next up, St. John's and Iowa State, Mindy, in this one. And Iowa State, I'm showing right now, they are favored now by 6. It's kind of a runaway favorite, really, for Iowa State. They're taking a lot of money this morning, a lot of sharp action. Total's 142.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about this one. I got all these Iowa State fans here as neighbors. They really all get together and watch all this college basketball. Iowa State 6-1 this season. St. John's undefeated. St. John's plays this really fast, pace. But it's crazy that when I watch that team, they are the ones that they do not lack killer instinct. I mean, St. John's can be up by 50 and they're still doing, full court press. I love this Iowa State defense. So it just kind of depend on if they can put the pressure on St. John's here or not with that. I'm not for sure. I mean, I know that money is going on Iowa State, but I got to take St. John's and the +6. I really like how they're playing ball right now.
I don't necessarily trust them at this point, but they did win and cover against Temple on the road, and I think that showed a little bit of maybe that they are a little bit of an improved lot this year. Iowa State 0-5 to the under at home. If they do end up stuffing them like the odds makers are showing here, I can't see this total being worth much. In fact, I'm showing, down to 142 from 142.5. So I will be going under. I am the under king after all, says Ibrahim there. So I've got to live up to that reputation right now, and that's what I'll do. And Mindy says take St. John's +6. Maybe if you're going to back Mindy in this one, you could even wait a little bit. The way it's going, I mean, open 4, it's now 6. If they continue to take action, here's Cages says Iowa State in the under. So, and Ibrahim says I'm the under king. Like a show. I could, the under king
and the hockey queen. There we go. See, look, we are a monarchical pair.
Well, the Undertaker has already been taken.
Prince of Darkness.
That one. All right, North Carolina and Virginia Tech. Oh, boy. In this one, North Carolina I'm showing as a favorite here. No, it's now a pick'em. Total 142.
Oh, man. North Carolina lost 3 in a row now. But then Virginia Tech hasn't even played a ranked team yet, Virginia Tech, I don't know. They have pretty good defensive numbers, but then North Carolina's best players hurt. I mean, this is a lot of up and downs. I mean, I think it's kind of a hard one here, to handicap. I think it might come down to maybe just being at home, this home crowd. I think maybe that is going to lean me in favor of Virginia Tech here today.
Well, Virginia Tech is undefeated so far at home in this one. Scotch says take Carolina possibly on the bounce back here. Teams are combined 6-10 to the under, Ibrahim. Mindy might be one of the reasons why it's so hard to handicap this game is these teams don't cover any spreads. They're 3-13 combined together. But yeah, like I said, Virginia Tech 5-0 straight up at home. Maybe Carolina's a better team. Maybe they come in injured a little bit. I'll go under Ibrahim. I'm not going to let you down. I'm going to go under 142 in this one. Mindy says take Virginia Tech in this one. All right, Oregon and UCLA here. Big favorite, man. What's happened, Oregon? UCLA is favored by 10. Total's down to 141. Somebody's already hit it, Ibrahim, not leaving much value here.
Right. So what? Oregon's shooting for its 5th consecutive straight up victory and against the spread victory. UCLA, they just look like the better team. I've been watching a lot of these, late night games, and geez, I like how UCLA's playing. I kind of hate the spread here, but Oregon's kind of struggled shooting the ball from 3. I think I got to take UCLA here -10.
Laying double digits.
I know.
State is pretty tough. UCLA 5-2 against the spread. Oregon 1-3 against the spread as a dog. I was kind of kidding about the under in this one. They have hit it under, but here's a situation where you do have Oregon's 3-1 to the over as an underdog, and UCLA is 6-2 to the over so far. And now we're getting some value on taking the over here at 141 when it opened as high as 143.5. So let's swing it the other way and go over in this one, over 141. Mindy does say take UCLA in this one. Jose Sierra, nice to have you in there today as well. One more from the Pac-10, Mindy, and let's cover it now. This is the later game with Stanford and Arizona State. And Arizona State favored in this one. I'm showing Arizona State -4.5, total 130.
Yeah, you talked about, Stanford, our last, time out here when they played UCLA. They wound up not getting the number. But again, I don't think the Stanford team looked terrible, right? I think it was just that UCLA was just that much better. But I think here that Stanford kind of finds a way to win this one. They do kind of have their number. They've won 2 out of last 3, last season. They're also 79th in offensive efficiency, so they're not terrible at shooting the ball here. I know Arizona State, they play this nice defense, but they're 113th offensively in efficiencies. So I'm going to take Stanford here. I think it's a good spot for them. Arizona State kind of struggled a little bit last game out there as well. I'll take them +4.5.
Well, Stanford's 0-5 against the spread as an underdog so far, so I don't think I can get with you too much on that one. Arizona State 4-2 against the number at home. Definitely been steamed to the over. Open 127.5 up to 130, but Stanford's 0-2 to the under on the road. Arizona State 1-4 to the under as a favorite. Still got the curtain of distraction, don't we? Do they still use that in Arizona State?
I don't know. That's funny though. I don't know.
I forget because we had the pandemic when there was no fans. We didn't have the curtain of distraction. Anyways, I'm going to go under in this one, under that increased number with Stanford and Arizona State. I don't know if I trust the steam on this one going over. So, all right, Mindy, we got what do we got? One college basketball. We didn't have one at all.
I was like, do we?
Oh no,
no, I don't think we do.
That's our best sport. Ugh.
That's all right.
Oh well.
Next time. Tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. Always tomorrow. A big NFL day for us. NBA.
Yeah. All right. Let's look at hockey though. We got a nice little card here, 5 games. Maybe we could come up with something on the ice today, Mindy, after yesterday. So what do we got here? I know yesterday we had that under in the New Jersey and Philly. That was good.
Yeah, the Wild here, they came off of that tough game versus the Ducks. I like the Wild minus the 1.5 goals, and they totally blew that one. And then the Stars, they just haven't given up any goals. One in their last 2 games here? I don't know. The Stars have only allowed 1 power play goal in the last 5 here as well. I like the Stars minus 140.
Yeah, seems like a pretty good price, I would think, here on the Stars today, actually. If it is 140 still, I think it is. Check it out right now. That's up to about 145 or 150. That's okay. I'm probably willing to do it with Dallas. We can go on Dallas today. Dallas 6-1-3 last 10 games. Home teams have already won both games this year, 5-1 and 5-2. So maybe it could go over. Let's take Dallas. We'll be laying a little bit more than this here, probably $1.50 or so. That's okay. Curtis does say take the under in the game. I was leaning over, but I don't know. Here's Scotch on Dallas. So we've
The
got
unwild, the non-wilds.
that'll put us on it right there with Dallas. Let's get a winning day teams team.
That's right.
Anaheim and Winnipeg here, and I'm showing Winnipeg huge favorite, 275, 6 over 15.
Yeah, Ducks giving up a ton of goals, like we talked about yesterday. Gave up 5 to the Wild. Jets, on the other hand, they're giving up about 3. Overs is 6-2 in the Ducks' last 8 games here. I'm gonna go with the over here in this one. It's over is 4-1. The Jets' last 5 on 1 day rest as well. Give me the over.
All right. Well, yeah, I don't know if I can get over in this one with Winnipeg 1-9-1 to the under at home this season. Anaheim 2-8 on the puck line last 10, but at minus 110 here, I don't know if I can pass up again. Trying to try an Anaheim again on the puck line on the road. Yeah,
go Ducks, go.
Curtis actually says Winnipeg puck line. Oh man, me and Curtis, we're not hitting it right now. Curtis, you come in here tomorrow and you win these games and you just give it to me right now, okay? You just lay it into me because. Gerardo. Oh, he might have been talking about the last game. So let's just in this one. So I'm going to end up going with Anaheim. I'll take Anaheim plus 1.5 goals against Winnipeg to hang in there in this one. Anaheim not quite getting it done, but not sure I like this game too much. Red Wings, Blue Jackets. In this one, and I'm showing the Red Wings here, $1.15 or so, total 6.5.
Red Wings scoring 2 goals a game in the last 3. Blue Jackets scoring 2 goals a game over their last 3. Under 3-0-1 here, and the Red Wings last 4 Sunday games, and the under is 4-0. The Blue Jackets last 4. I'll be going under here.
Okay, well, kind of want to agree in a way, but I mean Detroit 6-3 to the over on the road, and Columbus 10-4 to the over at home. Detroit, interestingly, 4-3 on the road. We've talked about their improvement right now. So Ibrahim says he wants Columbus plus 1.5 goals. I think it's too high of a price for me at minus 240. Or no, I think he might be saying plus money though. So I'm not sure on that one. Columbus, so just 6-8 at home this year. So Detroit's actually an over 500 team on the road, and Columbus is under 500 at home. It's still close. I'm going to end up taking Columbus in this one. A pretty even game, I think. So Mindy's on the over in Detroit and Columbus.
Under?
You're on the under, I said.
Yes, you said the under. I was kidding.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, you didn't really like it, so I get it. You know.
Well, no, I mean the moves come in on the under, so that does it does make me look at the under a little bit here, despite the trends. I would more throw the trends out and start to pay attention to that line move. So I'll take Columbus. You take the under. Got a couple of plays there. Yep. All right. Take a look here in the Sharks and the Sabres, and I'm showing the Sabres minus up to $1.55. Total 6.5 over 15.
Yeah, I mean the Sharks have won 2 in a row against the Sabres, 6 of the last 9 games. I don't know. Sharks ranked first in penalty kill percentage here as well. Sabres are ranked 27th. Man, I feel like I'm on the Sharks a lot this year. I'm taking those Sharks, Ramon. Plus 120.
All right, Mindy's going to take the Sharks here. Yeah, get a better price than that. Even Mindy probably can get $1.35 or so here with San Jose. Hey, they're 6-6 on the road. Why not? To Buffalo, just 3-6-1 over their last 10 games. And Curtis coming in with the over here.
No, I think the over. Yeah.
The teams are combined 29, 19, and 1 to the over this season. I think we're just going to be in disagreement, though, here, Mindy. I'm going to come in with Buffalo in this one. I'm the one paying the worst price here. I'll lay a $1.55. Mindy's on the Sharks. So got another disagreement here. And Curtis, I believe he did say, I flashed it up on screen. I don't know if he means Buffalo just over in the Buffalo game. Or is it Buffalo and over? But Curtis, anyway, with the over for sure. All right. And we got one more on the ice. Chicago and the Islanders here. And I'm showing Islanders big favorite now, 285, 5.5 over 20.
Yeah, Blackhawks have hit the over now, 4 of their last 5 games. Islanders have allowed 3+ goals over their last 3 now. Blackhawks have allowed 4.67 goals over their last 3 games. I think it's just kind of poor defenses here in this one. I think we can hit the over 5.5? Question mark? 5.5?
Yep.
I like the over.
Let's do it. Let's go over to wrap it up. Chicago 7-3 to the over in their last 10 games. Now, the Islanders did win at Chicago just 3-1 back on November 1st, but not getting many 5.5s out there. Scotch is going to be on Chicago plus a goal and a half. Chicago 13-9 on the puck line this season. I think I just scored with Chicago on a puck line recently on the show. So, anyways, we'll take the over. Minnie, get 2 plays on the ice here today. Hope we can figure out what to do with those. But we have Dallas minus, and we have Chicago and Islanders to go over 5.5. And that's a look at the card that we just flash up there, because this game just underway. France and Poland at the World Cup. That one just underway. Still to come. England and Senegal is the late game. All right, let's head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. There you'll find our premium picks, our best picks every day over at Tony'sPicks.com. Click on the All Cappers tab to find the handicapper that maybe suits your needs. One thing to always check, of course, is the upcoming button, and that gives you our latest plays that are up for sale, a la carte, if you will. So if you see our packages and you're wondering what plays are in the packages, sometimes they're not listed there. It's kind of a marketing thing in a way. Don't want to always give it away because sometimes it might be predictable what a handicapper's on or not. It could be kind of contrarian like Mindy and I, but you could always go to the pick ticker and see the plays. Oh, look at this. We've got to tell Tony about this. Washington football team is still listed there, and that should be, of course, the Commanders. So I know he's a perfectionist.
Well, they did that with the Cleveland Indians here this year too. They didn't switch over to the Guardians for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It's still coming through the line feed that way.
Okay, so we'll take note of that because we don't want to call them the football team anymore. But so you could always, there's all the plays today. There's all the play. I mean, look at we're all in action here massively with these games today. So, man, this goes forever, this list. These are the upcoming plays, all the plays over here at Tony's. And Collins even has a play on Christmas Day.
Oh, my goodness.
Up there between the Grizzlies and the Warriors. So hope he's still on. Hope he still likes his play in a few weeks. I think he was on it even earlier than that. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. That saves you 20% off all premium pick packages. Appreciate everyone in the chat here. Have a great NFL Sunday. Let's get winners. We need winners right now.
We're feeling good today. I think we're getting it. We're getting it. Today's our day, Ramon.
Okay. I'll try to be happier. Winning makes me happy. So that's what we need right now, a winning day. So I want to just thank everyone who joined us before we go, Mindy. I'm talking about Scotch. I'm talking about Curtis Mann. Ibrahim was here today. Gerardo was here. Jose Sierra was talking about St. John's. K-Jiz was here as well. We also had with us today. Fonzie was here. Mr. Briggs stopped by also today. It was awesome to have him. Matt came in. Zordon. I don't know if you noticed when Zordon was here, but a
Yep.
new name for us. So welcome to Zordon. Appreciate you. We had Joseph Anthony here. So everyday new people with us. Dave Redling, we've had him here, of course, before as well. So just great to have everyone here today. Arnez Little was with us as well. Mindy, I think that covered everybody. So appreciate you. Be back tomorrow with more morning steam. We want to get after this. Let's get winners here today. We got to clean this up a little bit, get back on the winning track, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Thanks a lot, Mindy. For Mindy Hahn, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.